So one thing that I think is quite clear by now is that I'm a Doc Martens obsessed girly. I am on that website thrice a week. And one thing that I think Doc Martens does really, really well is collaborations. So I thought it would be fun to go through some of the collaborations that Doc Martens have done and put them into like a little tiered ranking list. So, to set the scene going forward, I've set out, I think, 5 categories that I'm going to put the shoes in. However, most of the collaborations have more than one pair of shoes on, so I will be putting the individual shoes on the tier list. I feel like that makes sense. If not, you'll just watch the video and you'll see how I'm doing it. So my laptop's down here, that's where I'm going to be looking. If you hear something that sounds like a 60-year-old chain smoker, I have a MacBook and it's 4 years old, so obviously she is already coming to the end of her life, so we gotta let her take her time. So the tiers that I've set out. So the bottom tier is just question marks. This is for the shoes where it's not enough for me to be like, I don't like that. It's where I'm looking at it and the only thing that's coming to my mind is questions, and I'm very slowly coming to terms with the fact that I'm never gonna get answers for these questions. Next up from that we have It's a No from me, but I specifically want you to hear this in Simon Cowell's voice from like the early X Factor days where he's like, it's a no from me. Like that's the little worm I want in your head when I say that. Then one up from that we have my neutral response, which is it does what it says on the tin, and I know we're talking about shoes, not tins. Like, I feel like that's just like the most neutral thing I can say. Like, it's a shoe collaboration. It is collabing and it is a shoe, but whatever that hand movement is. Then one up from that we have tasty, and I was very set on choosing that specific word because it's like when you have a dinner that's like not quite delicious but like it's good, it's like, oh yeah, that's tasty. I feel like that fits. And then the top category we have is absolute slay. And warning, you're gonna get sick of me saying slay in this video. I started off saying slay, ironically, and then it like morphed into something that was like actually in my vocabulary. And now I feel like I've come full circle, but like from a different perspective where I'm like, I'm saying slay, but I know it's ironic, but it's not coming off as ironic because I've said it for so long. So if by the end of this video you're sick of me saying slay, I want you to know that I am in the same boat. I hate hearing it from my mouth too. I feel like these categories kind of give me a good range to work with. If you have a problem with the categories that I have listed out, get a grip, because is it really that deep? Is it? I don't think it is. Now, okay, so I've got to figure out how to do this on my laptop. Oh, really? It was that easy? Wow. Obviously you didn't see what I just did on my laptop, but if you'd have seen what I just did on my laptop, you'd have been like, wow, women in STEM. And before we start, everything that I'm going to be saying in this video is just my opinion. If you disagree, I want to say mind your business, but like I kind of want to hear if you disagree. So let me know in the comments what you think, but please don't take this too seriously because it's not that serious. Okay, so we're going to start off with the collaboration that is my favorite. It's an absolute slay from the get-go. I love this collaboration with my whole heart. It is obviously the Doc Martens and Lazy Oaf collaboration. I think it's so fun, it's so girly, it scratches an itch that I didn't know I had before. So let's run through the shoes. We have the 1461s with the happy sad print on the top. I love this. I think that's so like iconic to Lazy Oaf, but then they've put it in a Doc Martens font. I really, really love that. I love that they've put a Beck sole on this shoe because a Beck sole, it just hits. It's not quite a quad platform, but it's not just like a standard DM sole, and I really love that they've done this. Also, the Beck sole has like that little bit of cleating that the standard DM sole just doesn't have, and it's so good. I love these shoes. One thing I should say, and this is for like all of the shoes under this collaboration, is that the details on these shoes are just brilliant. So obviously on this one you've got the laces and the happy sad, but then you take it to the back of the shoe, and not only do these shoes have the airwear pull tab, which the standard 1461s don't have, but they've put the happy sad on the airwear pull tag and then on the leather underneath. I think that's such a cool touch. I just feel like it takes it that one step higher into like, yes. We then have the Sinclairs, and now I have a bit of beef with the standard Sinclair. I had a pair of Sinclairs and I just, for love nor money, could not break them in. They were sold to me as like, they're a soft leather, they'll be really good and really easy to break in, but I just couldn't. So I like these shoes, but I know that I would personally never be able to have them just because the Sinclair does not work for my foot. Again, I really like the details, I love the laces, and I love that little bow at the front. I think that's so cute. And I love that the zip insert is in white because it's like a little bit contrasting, but also because with the Sinclair boots, you can unlace that zip in and then it just like laces up like a normal Jadon. I really love that they've done something a little bit different with a Sinclair. And then again, the happy sad on both the back of the leather and the pull tabs. We then have the Bethans, and I think this might be the cutest shoe to ever exist. I have a pair of Bethans in smooth leather and I really struggle to wear them just because I've got a really wide foot, so like a Mary Jane that's smooth leather and also like a tiny bit narrower than the unisex shoes. It just isn't working for me at the moment. I do have a pair of Adidas, I'll come back to that later, and they are absolutely sick. Back to this shoe, the heart buckles. Are you kidding me? I need to give a little kiss on the forehead to whoever decided on the heart buckles, because I just think that it just takes it up a notch. And also something worth mentioning about the Lazy Oaf collab is that the insides of all the shoes are pink. Pink! Love that. And then I'm not sure if this shoe came from the same collaboration, but I do think it is worth mentioning. It's the Lazy Oaf Creepers. I don't actually own a pair of Creepers, but if I were to own a pair of Creepers, it would probably be these ones. The heart buckles, the white, it's so cute. And then the little heart at the back in the leather, so cute. I wish they'd have done something with the pull tab again like they did with the Happy Sad stuff, but I do think these came out like a little bit before the Happy Sad collection. Then moving on to the next collaboration, we have one that is in stores at the moment. It's the Wacko Maria, and they are just 1461s made from, I think it's horsehair. I'm not sure if it's like actual genuine horsehair, but you know that like kind of material where it's all like hairy. And I'm not sure if it's like tiger print or leopard print. I'm not sure on what animal it's supposed to be based on, but I think these go pretty hard. I like that it's like a bog standard 1461, just like put in the wash with something a little bit funky. I feel like both options, the white and the tigery orange colour, would both look really good in just like a plain black outfit, but you could also dress them up. I think these are really cool shoes. So yeah, these ones are going in tasty. We then have the Met collection, and whilst I think some of these pieces should go in absolute slay, overall this is going to be tasty for me. You have the Wave 1460 boot. You see that boot and you're like, yeah, that's clearly a Met collaboration. I like that a lot. But what I think really takes the biscuit is the Wave box backpack. I think this is so cool. I actually have this backpack in the standard black and it is my go-to bag. It's big enough to carry all my stuff in. That front pocket is really good, and then there's a laptop sleeve in the back. And I just think to match the bag to the shoes, it's just, I feel like if you wore those together, that's so cool. I love that. Like, I feel like there's only a few people on this planet that would be able to pull off wearing both of them at the same time, but like to dream to be one of those people, that's a good enough thing for me. And then you have the 1461s for this collaboration, which I like. I feel like they do what they say on the tin. That's a collaboration. The colours are nice, it's a nice shoe. Not much to report there, I don't think. But then we have the National Gallery collaboration, and I think this slays. So we have the Van Gogh 1460s. I love that there feels like there's contrast between like the Wave boot, which is like in the cool tones, and then we've got one that's like warmer tones, which is also from an art collaboration, but just like a different one. And I really like that they've put brown laces in this, because I think black laces just wouldn't have looked right. But my favorite in this collaboration is the Lily Pond 1461s. I think they are so cool. I do think they should be sold with a green lace, but I'm okay with it being black. I just think like the pattern on that leather is gonna wear in so nicely. Like, everyone likes a box fresh pair of Doc Martens, but like after a week of owning them, you're like, okay, when are these gonna look like I've lived in them now? And I feel like these would just look so good after you've worn them for years. I love these shoes. And then you have the Bathers, which I think I want to like this. It just reminds me a bit too much of a bowling shoe. The Rick Owens collaboration. Okay, when I first saw this, it was just question marks for me, but I have come around. Originally, I didn't like that the lace was like an off-white kind of beigey colour, greige is it? But the lace detail on the lower boot and that oversized tongue on both of them, it's so cool. And then the tall boots with all that metal hardware, the zips, the use of the grey in like the airwear tab on the back. These are an absolute slay. I think these are so cool. And I'm so glad they put a quad sole on them, because I don't think they would have gone as hard if they would just had like a standard Doc Martens sole. I feel like they needed the extra height on the platform just to kind of like proportionize it. Okay, now I'm gonna slander them, because the Hello Kitty and Friends collaboration, whose idea was this? This is straight up question marks. Red ribbon lace, cool. But what are those decals on the shoe? I do not think they look good. I think they look like a kid has just put stickers on the shoe, and like, cool, yeah, like I can see the vibe you're going for, it's fun and it's young. But after like 3 times of wearing those shoes, like the leather's gonna start to soften up, and they are not gonna look good in the long term. I don't like them. Same with the 1461s, I don't like you. I do kind of like the zips on the boots. I think that's like quite a cute like Hello Kitty touch, but I'm I am not happy about that collab, not one bit. Because when you look at the other Hello Kitty collaboration they've done, where they've done like a 1461 quad in patent with a little heart on it, like that's cool. That fits more with like Doc Martens in my head anyway. The Jaden from that collaboration I'm a bit like iffy on, because I'm like, oh, it's that decal again. But I do really like the backs of them, and I like the silver zip. I think that's a nice touch. The Betty Boop collaboration. I have thoughts. I'm not sure how to put them into words. Basically, the 1461 quad Betty Boop shoe. Look at this. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shoe. I love the details, the little heart rivets in them, the heart metal bit on the top, the quad sole, the pull tab on the back, and then the velour laces. They did such a good job with this shoe. I love it so much, and I'm so gutted that I didn't buy it when it first came out, because now you can only find them secondhand for like £250. But then on the flip side of that, what is that, Jaden? I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. The heart rivet, it's really, really cool. I like it on the 1461. They've put this like weird shiny vinyl patent thing, Betty Boop, on the side, and it's just a bit of a wet fart in my opinion. And just like with the Hello Kitty range, I feel like that vinyl is just gonna like kind of, it's just gonna peel off after like a month of wear. I feel so disappointed by those Jaden boots, especially when the 1461s serve just pussy. Do you know what I mean? So the Jaden's going in question marks, but the 1461s are going in absolute slay, and the overall collaboration, I'm just disappointed. Then we have the X-Girl collaborations. Now, starting this one off really, really strong, the Jaden Max in this collab is so cool. I love a Jaden Max. I feel like they are the ultimate big boot, and to kind of like twist it and put it in a canvas, I just think that's so cool, because my Jaden Maxes were the easiest shoes I've had to break in, but sometimes you don't want to be wearing a heavy leather boot, so something that's canvas, it just seems like, I really like that. Might not be the most winter appropriate shoe, but also you've got like a 3-inch platform on there, so it's not like you're gonna be stepping in any puddles. Then you have the X-Girl Jadens, and they're like this like patent leopard print. I think this is such a nice twist on the Jaden. I feel like the collab is so subtle, but it's also just, it's just so cool. It's racy, it's like a little bit edgy with the patent. I think these are really cool. Then the 1461s in the same vein, it's got that like leopard print patent, but this time they made it in green, and I like that. I like that they've put a little bit of like variation into the collab, and also a Beck sole. I do really like a Beck sole. What can I say? Then the Keith Haring collection. I feel like this does what it says on the tin, purely because most brands have had a Keith Haring collab. What more could we expect from a Keith Haring collection? I feel like it's been done a lot before, but that doesn't mean it's not good. I really like the white shoes. I think they're really cool. And I do like that they've used like red stitching on one shoe and white stitching on the other, because I love a contrast stitch. But the boots are a little bit take it or leave it for me. I feel like this whole collab is probably just gonna be like, does what it says on the tin. No, it's not. This is a no from me, I think. Then honourable mention to the Stussy collab that happened in 2011, where they made these Baileys. They are leopard print horsehair creepers with like this pebbled textured leather. I have had eBay notifications on for these shoes literally since 2013, because I was like, these are so cool, and I've never actually got any results for it because I was putting in a size 5, but obviously these are men's shoes, so they start at a 6. So realistically, I'm never gonna be able to own and wear these shoes because they're gonna be too big for me. But if I could track them down in a size 6, I would wear 4 pairs of socks just to be able to wear them. I think they are so lush. Then from that collaboration, you also got these boots. I think they're okay, but like the creepers is where it's at. Then the tattoo collaboration. So for this collab, they paired up with like different tattoo artists. They used Grez, Oti, and Chris Lambert, and I really like all of these shoes. I feel like they go with what Doc Martens stands for. I like that they're all classic 1461 boots, just like in different kind of styles, and I think they're all really quite beautiful. So that one's going in tasty for me. The Swarovski collab. Okay, so the 1461s, these ones, I own these, and they were so easy to break in. I'm not sure if the leather that they used in these shoes was different. I just fell in love with them when I saw them online. I love that the hardware is brass, I love the chain, I love the little sound that it made when I walked. However, I went to London and one of my Swarovski charms fell off, and I just thought, that's a bit naff. Like, I hadn't had them long either, like definitely less than 6 months. I feel like that shouldn't happen straight away, so I was a bit gutted about that, but I do think the 1461s are just like beautiful. But then in a similar vein, the 1460s that are just kind of the same as these ones, I think that's a really nice boot. I like that one too. But then we have this one, and I'm not sure. that's where it's a no from me, because also we have the matching bag, and I feel like the matching shoe bag situation with these ones doesn't work for the exact same reason I think the wave from the Met does work, and I feel like that's the only way that I can vocalize that. I don't like that, I'm afraid. It's a no from me. Now the Pleasures collab, I do have a lot of thoughts on this one. The 1461 with the Beck sole in this kind of grey, I really like that. I think it's different. It's got the Pleasures logo on it. You can tell it's a collab. I like that. However, when we get to this quad sole situation going on, I'm questioning things, okay? Yeah, the studs are cool, and yeah, the tribal pattern on it is cool, and yeah, the laces are cool, and yeah, maybe it's cool that they've changed the colour to green on that like pull tab on the back, but because they've changed the colour on the airwear tab and not given it a yellow stitch, to me, I look at these shoes and I'm like, these are from Primark. Like, if you're gonna do a collab with Doc Martens, you want it to look like a Doc Martens shoe. And yeah, I can see how like the silhouette does scream Doc Martens shoe, but like, these ones are a no from me. But on the flip side of that, the Jorge's, these are really cool. I love the whole Birkendock trend that is happening at the moment. I love that docs are really leaning into like a mule. I think that's really, really cool. And also the fact that we're getting fur-lined ones for the autumn winter season this year. So excited for that. I will own them because they are just so nice. But specifically these ones from the Pleasures collab, I really, really like. And then the last ones I want to talk about are the Marc Jacobs collection. So you've got the Marc Jacobs vegan boots, and then you've got the Marc Jacobs Heaven collection, right? So the Marc Jacobs Heaven collection, these are stunning. I love everything about these boots. The fact they've used Aldrich soles on a collaboration is just so good. The little flower eyelets, are you kidding me? That's too cute. This yellow situation that we've got going on with like the Heaven logo in the laces, really like that. These 1461s, I didn't know that these were made until I was literally doing the research for this video. I cannot believe that I don't own these. I cannot publicly say the things that I would do to own this pair of shoes. I think they are so cool. Just like everything I want from a shoe that's like a little bit different, this shoe has. They're just so good to me. I love those. But then the Mary Janes, I love these. I recently just bought a pair of Adidas because I was struggling with my Bethans and breaking them in, and the Adidas are like a soft leather. But the Adidas are really similar to the shape of these ones, and so I feel like that kind of itch is scratched for me, but in another life I would definitely own these shoes because I think they are so cute. But then we get to like the actual Marc Jacobs collab, and the burgundy ones, take it or leave it for me. I like that they're like a big designer kind of collaboration, but they've recently released the Jadens for like the 10-year anniversary of Jadens with Marc Jacobs, and I do like the charms on them. I think it's really fun, it's different. I'm so disappointed that they chose vegan patent for this shoe. I can understand why they went for a vegan option, but you can't treat vegan shoes with any kind of shoe care. So that brings down the lifespan of the shoes, and then also vegan patent is like known for like flaking and rubbing off and cracking and just getting a bit crap. So I really want to like these, especially the Jadens, because obviously it's like the 10-year anniversary of the Jaden, but it's a no from me, because if you're spending over £250 on a pair of shoes, you want to be able to wear them, you want to be able to live in them, you want to be proud of them, and I just don't think you're going to be able to get that with this shoe, and I'm disappointed. So this is what the final ranking tier list looks like. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm happy with how I set it out. If you disagree at all, then please let me know in the comments. Also, if there are any collaborations that I missed, I would love to know your thoughts on those in the comments as well, because clearly this is something that I really like to talk about. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, because obviously the autumn winter range for 2023 is coming out now, so I could absolutely do this all over again, just talking about like the boots in like the standard ranges that are coming out. I'd love to do that. But yeah, for now, that is all I have to say today. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next video. See you later, love you, bye!